What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? It's Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Alright guys, got another cool one for you today. It's about the moon. Now, you guys know that I have been following Crow777. He's been coming out with some, pretty darn cool videos about the lunar wave. I got a theory about that, and I think it'll blow your mind in a moment. I want to show you something I think is pretty wild. I took one of his stills from one of his last videos. I think it was, I don't know if it was something... it was one of the lunar waves. I don't know if it was from, I don't know if it was Russia or where it was. I know a couple people now, I think it's like 7 people have now come forth, including himself, about the lunar wave. Sorry about that. Just want to get a sip of water here. Okay, so I'm looking at this thing and I'm saying, okay, let me just take a look at one of the stills that he's got. And this is it. As you can see, I made sure I had his... trademark, so to speak, in the upper right, and you can see 10 lunar waves filmed to date, and what we know, or we now know, rather, I'm sorry. I've got like several pictures. I'm going to show you this enhanced, and I'm going to show you, believe it or not, when I started enhancing it, it became color. I didn't add the color, it became color. And in fact, you can see a little bit of it here in the left-hand side. It looks like it's like a different color, so to speak, as opposed to, well, people say, well, it's a darker area of the moon, so common sense. Yeah, but I think this lunar wave is actually covering details. It's almost like what they do, like what NASA does on the pictures that we see. Like, in other words, it's highly contrasted. It's just black and white, nothing there to see. You're going to see what I'm talking about, because I got, like, one of the latest ones. I don't know if you guys seen this, but they have I think it was the latest, excuse me. They have one of the latest dark side of the moon, 2015, I think it is. So NASA released that, and for some reason I got the thing, and then I enhanced it, but I had some problem with my Photoshop, and I can't find the original picture. So I don't know where the heck that went. But I'll show you it regardless, because it's this area here I want to show you guys, and then there's another part of it down here I want to show you, and that's pretty wild. Then I want to show you the rest of the enhanced pictures that I've done at about Crow777. And by the way, I tried to get a hold of him. The first time I got a hold of him, he said that he doesn't do any kind of Skyping because of, I guess, past problems he's had with it. And I can understand that, because if you get some kind of weirdos going back and forth and maybe sharing files and you don't want no part of that, I get it. Now, I have a pretty cool idea what's going on with the moon, and I wanted to share it with him. He hasn't gotten back to me yet, so hopefully I can get in touch with him soon, and he'll realize that I'm not one of these wackos there that are looking to either spam him or give him some kind of virus through his computer or whatever, but because I've Skyped many people, and we've never had that problem. Anyway, let's move on. So, this is what I've got here. Let me just do this first. This one here is the first one. This was just taken recently. This is the full moon we just recently had. And this is from John Leonard Walson. I don't have to tell anybody where this is coming from. But the reason why I'm telling you the names on these is simply this. These are all amateur astronomers. Okay, so none of these are by, except for the one, is from NASA. But NASA is showing real pictures to a certain degree. Okay, so, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I took this here and I'm going, first of all, I don't know why nobody questions this here. Let me see if I can do this. This is just a little bit sharpened up, but I want to show you something here. Why does nobody question this here? Let me just do this first. This area right here. Nobody seems to question that at all. I don't know what it is. Nobody questions it. Okay. What I noticed was like this. I'm looking at this. I'm going, wow, does that look completely straight? It looks like, well, a little bit here, and then it's got this perfectly round. But what I want you to keep an eye on here is this, what looks like a crater. This area here. This one here. Because you're going to see it gets pretty wild. And all of these actually inside here. All of this area here. Because you're going to see it actually gets clearer. And because of Crow's picture, I'm going to show you that enhanced. This area here, right in here, actually has, let me see if I can just go like this and just do it in color. Well, it is in color, but, you know why? Because I think, let me see if I'm in here or in here. Okay. This is the way, well, it's almost his picture came. This gentleman, John Leonard Walson's. But you can see when you look at this thing, all in here, it looks almost intelligently made, but you're going to see a little bit more defined. Okay. I'm going to put this back into Well, I'll leave it the way it is for now. Let's go into... I don't think that's it. Okay, this one here. This one was from... Oh, boy. VS169. I believe it was on Will's site, on what'supinthesky37.com. This gentleman also, another amateur astronomer, and you can see, again, right here, it's not defined, but you're going to see it pretty defined in a minute. Again, with this, look at this, how perfect this looks. I'm saying, why does nobody even question this? Again, right here, look at almost like this nice corner, angles, so on and so forth. But what you don't see is that this is in a kind of a different angle. I'm just trying to tilt these to put them almost in the same perspective so you guys can get a better idea. Okay. So here's the one that's supposed to be the newest picture of... it's supposed to be the backside or the dark side of the moon right here. Now, I can't find this one. For some reason, I try to find it again. I cannot find it. Basically, what this was completely shadowed out. And the second I tried to enhance it, all turned blue. So I said, okay, let's do it with the color, period. Get rid of the masking, any of that BS. So, again, here we go with the... Let me go ahead and tilt this just a hair bit. So we can actually get pretty much the same thing we had in the other pictures. Now, let me just back out just a hair. And again, let me show you this here. Again with this piece. And now this one's kind of in the dark, and I get that. That makes sense. But as you notice, this piece is here. This one's here. And again, they're in the dark. And here's that other crater. What you'll see right here is like a dark spot. And that's important because I'm going to show you that in a minute. Here's another thing I want you to see. It's almost like, again, this thing is being draped over. See how it looks half, like this piece here is like half blurry, and this is a little bit clearer? I don't know if you guys can see that. See that? It's like right here, like parts of this is being, I don't know how to explain it. It must be something in this, yeah. And the best way I can explain it is if it's multi-level, somehow it's filtering out certain colors, or certain things on the surface. I don't know how that can be done. I couldn't explain it. I'm no photographer. I'm no astronomer, at least not professional. I'm none of that. So I'm trying to figure this out, and I want your input on this, guys, because I really want to get your thoughts on this. Now, this is Crow's. Like I said, this was his right here, and I can turn this like this if you like. Whoop, did it the wrong way. My bad. Okay, as you can see, right here. Look how much clearer this is. You see a little bit darker area, but you can see right here, there's a circular, something's in a circular area. This, on the right, once I turn this, because I'm actually in Windows Photo Viewer, so it's not even exactly the best quality either until you get into Photoshop, but you'll see right here, this looks like a top, but it also looks like it's got depth to it, like it's a building of some sort. And once I break this down and show you, you're just going to go, yeah, what the hell? When you start getting rid of the extra blur, or the highlighted or highly contrasted areas, you start to see a shape to this thing. And you'll see other shapes as well. Here's that other, on the lower part here on the bottom, here's that other crater. And these, like I said, these are reference points. The reason why I'm showing you different ones is simply this. All of these amateur astronomers, as well as NASA, these pictures are actually similar. So, are they hiding this stuff? If they're not, then I don't know what to say, because this stuff is in the pictures too. It's in both theirs as well as, like Crow 777s and all these astronomers, these amateur astronomers. So, yeah, okay. Let me jump into his now, and I'm going to show you this, because this is pretty wild. Okay. Now, here's his. Check this out. Where did all that white area go? And look at the right. Check this out. You can see, looks like the top here, looks like something that's very tall. Look at the way this thing bends around. See this? Whoop, went a little too far and went a little too crazy with it. But you get the idea. Look at this. 1, 2, I don't know if there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think there's 8 there. Could be wrong, could be 7, could be 6. Doesn't really matter at this point. But check that out. What does this? Look at this. Something standing up right here. You can see like a shadow to it. Okay. Then you start to see, here's this right in here, that crater. So you got these 3 pieces I was telling you about earlier. I'm going to go ahead and rotate it so we can simulate to what we had earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and back out. And check this out, because this is what gets crazy. All of this in here, this right here, and actually looks like it's got height to it. See it? It actually looks like from here to here, it actually looks like some kind of weird, I'm going to call it a rooftop frog, even say, but you can see what looks like it has dimension to it, like it has structure. Right here. Look at the way this thing bends around, goes around. And, went a little too crazy with that one too. But you can see the shape of this goes up. It kind of looks like it does this here. But right here, check this out. It looks like it has like an area around it. Now, all of these in here, look at all of this. This looks like there's roadways. It looks like there's weird, look at this. Some kind of weird tower standing up right there. What does that? But this is what I'm saying. Suddenly now this has got a little bit more crispness to it. And you can see right here, looks like there's a hockey puck, hockey stick rather, going over here. And you can see what it looks like it continues on like this here. Okay, there's something right in here. Now, I don't know if these are like large areas. And you can see like this things are just like coming off of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see where a lot of this is like, see how it's like really like pale, like, oh, just really grayed out. And it makes you wonder. Here's another thing that's crazy. Check this thing out right here. It almost looks like it's got a bunch of crap over it, but look at this right here. Looks like it has a point. Looks like it's cleaner at this point right here. And then the rest of it's kind of garbagey. But here's the thing. It looks like, if you look right here, it looks like it's got a shadow to it right there. See it on the side of it? It looks like it's got some kind of weird shadow. And if that's true, because you can see this thing, whatever this is standing up, it looks like the sun's coming from this direction because it has a shadow behind it. Well, that would correspond almost with the shadow right here. Okay. And this is great because this thing is, when you look at this thing, it looks like it's intelligently made. Now, let me flip this picture around because I want you to see this part. This is the other end. I had showed you this in another video before. But check this out. Look at the way this thing goes. I don't know what this is either. Have no idea, but look at this. Kind of comes down, goes across. Goes across like this here. This is that thing I told you it looked like it spiders off kind of thing. Let me do this instead. Let me go to some red here instead. Maybe that'll show up a little bit better for you guys. Let me just go into... Whoops, that's a little too much. Let's not do that. Let's go to 2. Okay. Right here. Well, let's still... I forgot to flip it around. My bad. Okay. Right here. And it looks like it goes across. Now, of course, there's no way of really seeing this thing cleanly. But it has this... And it has like a bunch of cluster of garbage here. But there's something right here. And then it goes like this. This side is harder to pick out. It just really is. This is that piece I showed you guys before. When you first looked at this thing, it did not have... Well, you could see it was like over here, but you couldn't see this part. This picture, you can. Now, if you look real faintly, this looks like these... I don't know what these are. Structures, land masses, I don't know what these things are. But to me, this moon has depth. Now, I'm not saying everywhere on the moon has depth, because there's plenty of video out there where people show the actual lunar parts of the moon, and guess what? It looks flat, other than a few little mountains and so on and so forth. But, you know, or is it that goofy little lunar wave? I don't know. Right here. Look how, that looks a little intricate. I mean, that doesn't look like just something that's, see that? It almost looks like it's got a, like different shapes to it, like this here. You can just see something hiding here. Now, this is not the only stuff here, and I'm going to show you this in a minute. Look at, there's something right in here. And there's multiple things everywhere in this picture. Just look, I mean, they look blurred out, and I get that, but there's only so much you could bring out of, again, through any kind of manipulation. And if it's not, because I don't have any reason to believe that Crow's lying. I have not seen any reason to believe that he is. So it's got to be this lunar wave that's hiding the actual details in this. That's the only other solution it can be. Now, I want to show you something. And you guys will get these pictures as always. You guys know that. Now let me do this, because I'm going to show you some other cool ones too. But this is what I found really strange, and you guys are going to think this is wild. It doesn't show it in this picture, but I'm just going to give you this one more checkout right in here on the upper right. Again, this looks like a tall structure of some sort. Again, right here, well, let me do it like this. And looks like it kind of comes down like this here. And you can see this goes around like, I mean, what does this naturally? Nothing's going to do this naturally. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. So something tells me there's something more to this than meets the eye. And you can see what looks like, everything's grayed out, but you can see what looks like little structures and things like that in here. Now, is it possible it's part of the actual photo artifacts? Sure. I'm okay with that. But you could just see things in here that clearly are not. I mean, just take a look around. You'll see all these different shapes and stuff in here. That, I mean, look at this whole area. God knows what that is. You go, well, that's nothing. Well, I don't know. Is this nothing? And this is in every single picture. Just some pictures are clearer. That's all. Okay. I want to go back to this other picture for a moment because right in here is what I want to show you. You don't see it in this one. This whole area right here and then some. Now, I want to show you this. This is cool. All right. What is this? This is wild to me. From here, whoops, this one here, all the way this whole distance, what is this? And I'm not saying the whole thing is something in it, but check this out. Check this out. What is this? This whole area. This does not look like a rock. In fact, it looks like it's got some shiny spots to it. This thing, too, I don't know. There's something here. There's something right in here. But it's not just something. There's many things in this picture. That's just crazy. Now, here's that other area I just showed you, all in here. And you can see what it looks like, because this is like a slightly different angle. It's actually, the picture's supposed to be like this. So this is slightly different angles. And I showed you various angles of this, and you can see all in here looks gray. Or I should say darker, if you will, right in here. And after you get rid of this extra crap in here, you start to see stuff more definitive come out of here. Okay, so now we've got this right here. I'm going to zoom into this. You guys can get a better look at it. Right in here. What is that? And it looks like there's multiple things traveling along this, and I don't mean literally moving. I mean, there's things all along, like here. What are these here? And this is this. See all this gray crap? This is covering. This is covering stuff that's actually in this picture. I'm just gonna back up just a hair bit more so we can get an overall picture. But I'm seeing things like this here, and it looks like it runs along here and goes and then drops back down. You've got this with something on the top, like some round black circle. And multiple things here, and of course, we don't even know what this is. We're only seeing somewhat of detail, maybe a third of the details. We're not seeing a whole lot of it. I'm going to show you this here. I think it's in the other pictures too. So you'll be able to check this out as well. This one here is from that one. See, this is the problem. I cannot find this original picture. I tried like hell to find it. I can't find it again. It's almost like they said, oh, that was a mistake. Let's get that off. So, where did it go? All right. Because this was just released, believe it or not. This right here. It appears like there's some kind of weird, I don't know how to explain it, like this big, for lack of a better word, canister? I mean, it's not one. I'm just saying it's just like in that shape. But it's clearly, I don't know if it's like part of a dome. It's reflective. I try to bring it, best I could, to bring it down so it wouldn't be too contrasted. Check these out. Here, here, here. What look like little roads and tunnels or tubes or transportation. I don't know what these are. I truly don't. But there's things in here that just don't make any sense. This area right here. And there's a bunch of this stuff everywhere you look. You just have to really take a good look. Look at this whole area right here. What look like squared out areas and stuff like that. All in here. Look at tic-tac-toe. I'm just kidding. But you get the idea. I mean, there's a bunch of crap in it. Then you get down to here and guess what? There's nothing down here. Nothing at all. And that's enhanced. So you would think once you enhanced it, you can find this. And believe me, if it's in the picture, I'm going to find it. Okay. So it makes you wonder, what is going on? This is where I come up with my theory. What do you think is going on with this lunar wave? Do you agree with me? Do you think there's something else to this lunar wave? Do you think it's something different? Is it nothing? Here's my theory. And I've seen not only Crow's videos, But he had recently started doing videos about the sun. Like he had an object passing in the front of the sun, or in between us and the sun. And here's the thing. I have not seen any atmospheric distortion when looking at the sun. He's done a picture, I believe it was. Oh, here's another thing I want to show you guys right here. I just noticed it, so let me just get back to it. Right here. Why does it look like this weird looking cave type thing with this round disc, and it looks like it's got like these jagged little teeth sticking out of it, and then there's something right in the middle. See that? Let me just zoom in. See that? That, believe it or not, you cannot see this stuff in an original picture. You would not see this. And I wish to God I could find this original one. But that's not what I wanted to show you. The idea is this, all of this whole area, I believe these, and again up here, these are all intelligently made, guys. There's no way this is, what do you call it? This is no way this is natural. And I believe a lot of this is a lot deeper than the rest of the moon, meaning it actually drops in and is multi-leveled whatevers. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying. There was no distortion with the sun. You could see that atmospheric waving going on as you would with the moon. And it dawned on me. Maybe what we're seeing every time we look at the moon is the actual wave. And then when he sees what he calls the wave is actually a regenerative. It's regenerating itself every time it does that. So I think every time we're looking at the moon, that is the actual wave. Because why don't we see that when we look at the moon? I mean, I'm sorry, at the sun. We don't see it. He looked at Jupiter, and I think it was Jupiter, and you could see it turning blue. He said, well, here's the real color, and then it's blue. If it was that much waviness, when he looked out in this atmosphere, because the atmosphere is not going to change as far as the distance from his telescope to the outer atmosphere of our planet, so what gives? Why doesn't Jupiter, when you look at it, look like this big wavy blur mess? It doesn't. Neither does the sun. So when you look at this moon, my theory, and you guys can give me your take on it, maybe that is the actual wave, constant wave, covering these details, and that what he sees once in a while is a regenerative wave. I don't know. You guys give me your take on it. Something crazy is going on this moon, and it's not normal. It's just not right. And again, I'll let you guys see this whole area. Again, here, all in here, and like I said, this is where those other anomalies were, here. But I think there's something running. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4. You got 1, 2 here. These cannot be all, just craters. This thing's spanning off into each direction. Look at this. And a lot of these you will not see. Now, I'm not saying none of it is lunar ground. Don't get me wrong on this. But a lot of this is simply not just natural. Okay. Let me do it this way. Let me go back to crows. And like I said, this is too... There's no way this is natural. I'm sorry, I don't buy that. I'm sure you guys got your own take on this. I mean, it's all up here. It's everywhere you look. And a lot of these details are being hidden, and I believe it's from this lunar wave. Now, I'm going to show you some other pictures, and I've got these. I'll give you a little slideshow, so to speak. But here's the next picture that I've done of his. And you guys are going to get all of these. So you'll get the original one, which is here. Now, keep in mind, this is in Windows Photo Viewer, which is not the best quality. Next. Just blurt it up a little bit so you guys can see and get rid of something. You can see the difference. See, like, now you can see this here. It's actually got different... Now, when we blur it, it's not as clean. But you can see the whole cleaner land mass, so to speak. I was going to say air mass. Now, by enhancing this thing, it became color. I didn't do this. You can see what it looks like over here now. You can see it's like this 90-degree angle, this big area. This right here, it looks like it's fake. Like, even there, I've got most of this out of here, so it looks, like I said, like that hockey stick kind of thing. But it looks like there's more to be taken out of this. This is not, like I said, there's far more crazy things going on the moon than we think. All right, this is the clear one. And you can see here, look over to the right, you can see that weird structure. Of course, you have to tilt your head. And you guys will get these pictures, so you guys can alter these things, download them, flip them around, do whatever you want. Inside here. See, like some of these things you can see and some of them you can't. All right, this one here is in the magenta plate, which is like a raw part of the photo. And as you can see, this stuff is there. Check it out. It's in the picture, and it's completely squared out. Look at that. And it looks like it has depth to it. And it has a shadow. So, you guys give me your take on it. Let me know what you think. Give me your take. I'm curious to think, or at least find out what you guys think about this lunar wave. Is it nothing but a bunch of BS? Do you guys think it's the real deal? And if it is, I believe it's real. And I think, and I wanted to pass this along to Crow, but like I said, he hasn't gotten back to me. He might be busy, whatever the case is. I like to be able to talk to him and cooperate with him. We'll see what happens. But I think, like I said, my theory is simply this. I think what we're seeing when we look at the moon, and you see all that waviness, it's not our atmosphere. I believe it's the actual wave itself. And again, when you see that wave actually, that lunar wave actually flowing like he shows, like you got this ripple in it, it's actually a regenerative kind of wave. And it's almost like it's like a cycle, like it keeps doing, and that's what we're seeing, the cycle to the actual lunar wave. But give me your take on it. Let me know what you guys think. Anyway, guys, got another cool one coming up for you guys. I just got some crazy stuff, man. I've been trying to stay on top of this there. Just doing all kinds of stuff. I heard, too, I don't know if you guys heard this, but I don't know if it was yesterday or today or tomorrow, Maven is supposed to be going into Mars' lower atmosphere. I think it's to take temperatures, basically sniff out the atmosphere, looking for different different molecular structure, I guess, or just different, whatever. We're going to use the word ingredients to the atmosphere, and they're trying to figure out what happened to it. They're saying that the actual molecules from the atmosphere are actually disappearing, and it says it's doing it rapidly, and I'm going, okay, as I'm reading this, it says, because of the solar winds, it's actually pulling apart Mars' atmosphere quickly, and I'm thinking, okay, so whatever happened couldn't have been not too long ago. Because you would think it'd been all gone by now. I mean, is it like it's not like bleeding like out of a small hole of the atmosphere. What's doing that? So it has to be coming out of the whole atmosphere, period. Meaning all around Mars. So what gives? It has to be like it would have just depleted almost when? How long? So I don't think whatever happened to this planet, it couldn't have been all that long ago. Again, give me your take. This is what I'm just speculating because I don't know. But the way they're describing it, it's like the cooling fan just kicked on. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, if the atmosphere is disappearing at a good rate, and the solar winds are literally ripping the atmosphere, well, then whatever happened to make this Mars start to lose its atmosphere had to have been recent. And I don't mean like yesterday, don't get me wrong. I mean, but within the last 100 years, tops. I don't think it happened all that long ago. But you guys have watched other people's videos. You got your own theories. Put it down below. Give me your take, because you know what? I'm willing to learn something new all the time. Once you get bits and pieces of different videos and people's thoughts, that's when you can make your own, you can make a collaboration of thoughts, so to speak, and we can figure out what's really going on. Anyway, like I said, leave your comments down below. Share the video. Give me some thumbs up. Always appreciated. You guys know that. And stay tuned for the next video. We'll talk to you later.